Hello. Hi. Hey, you guys. It's so good to get in here and see people in here making comments. I feel so special. Hello. Welcome to another edition of Friday Night Live. If you are meeting me for the very first time, welcome. My name is Tracy Collins, and here I talk about all things business, wellness, and my life here in Mexico. But I have been focusing on my area that brings much information and knowledge, and also my area of expertise, which is business. But before I get into that, what's up, y'all? How you doing? Hello, 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 everyone. Hey, Eileen. Hey, Khadijah. Hey, Miss Get Out. How are you today? What is going on? How is your Friday? How has your week been? I'm still on my trusted crutches. No update there outside of the fact that I feel better. Like my foot feels much better. Hey, Sarah, are you still in what you call that place? Mexico City? How are you doing? Let me see. Let me see. I don't have no updates. My life has been pretty much sedentary as I heal. I'm trying to change my vocabulary. I am changing my vocabulary as I heal. I have been pretty much sedentary. Um, Good evening. So tonight's video, hey Cheryl. Tonight we're going to be talking, or I'm going to be sharing some things about business that I see people are doing wrong these days. As you guys know, we talked last week about the 300,000 Black women who have left the workforce in the last 90 days, 3 months. And I'm going to do like a segment in a series, I think. Hey, girl, hey. Yeah. Oh, in San Francisco until Wednesday. Okay. Um, okay, my brain. See how I have the attention span of a gnat. But yeah, so last week we talked about the 300,000 Black women who have left the workforce and how they are pivoting, and if they're pivoting, where are they going, right? And so a lot of them are opening up their own businesses or starting their own businesses, which is fantastic. I always think that you don't want to ever give anybody the autonomy over you, meaning like to pay you, to tell you when you can take off, to stress you out, to put caps on you, and like ceilings on you. I think we have so much potential to reach limitless heights. And I know that Black women are the most educated in the United States. And with that level of intellectual property, like we should be the ones that are monetizing off of that, not anybody else who doesn't deserve us or deserve our worth. So, this week, I will be talking about like the 7 things that I see entrepreneurs ignoring today. And if I had to do it over, if I had to start over in 2025 from scratch, how I would revamp my business or how I would approach it differently. I watched a video with Myron Golden earlier today, and I was already going to talk about this somewhat, but I kind of changed my talking points based upon the things that that he was highlighting. I like, overall his message. I get his message, but I have an issue with the cadence in which he speaks. One of the things about positioning yourself as a thought leader and as somebody to listen to, or that people should be listening to, is putting pauses when you talk in between sentences or where there's a comma. Not only does it give you the opportunity to allow your body to rest and breathe, but it allows your audience time to digest. And he just talks too fast. And people that talk fast, I'll be like, should we trust you? I'll be thinking like that. So anyway, that's where my brain is right now about him. But it really, helped me reframe what I wanted to share with you guys today. And it coincides with the information and the talking that I've been doing over on TikTok this week, and the videos that I've been doing just about the transition and what's happening And it's such an interesting time. I was talking to somebody who's going to be on our show next week, and our show next week is going to be centered around AI. So I am focusing with the Leader Collective. We are having our next business development masterclass on Tuesday. We have one every month, and we have a guest speaker, or I'll do a highlighted topic of discussion that helps people evolve in their businesses. And we're having two experts come into the leadership space next on Tuesday. So I'll talk more about that. But there's about AI, it's centered around AI. So, and how we can integrate those systems and automations to not only make our businesses run more efficiently, but in the purpose of running more efficiently, it allows you to be put at ease, and you don't always have to curate things from a manual, aspect. Things are changing, and it's a time to where you can really capitalize off of what's happening right now in the transition if you position yourself in the right way. And so these are the things that I will be going over. But hey, you guys, before we get started, happy birthday to my sister. I love her. She had a birthday this week. Shout out to Dara. Today is Dara's birthday, and she currently is at Desta. If you know Desta in Atlanta, Georgia, you understand how jealous I am right now. She literally just sent me a bunch of pictures of their food. So, yes, I am hating. I will tell you when I'm hating. I have no problems with that. So, if they're watching the replay, and shout out to my replay gang, because I always get people who are right, in the replay section. So, shout out to y'all. Drop hashtag replay so I know that you're here. But yes, Dara and Angela, if you are watching this, thank you for the images. I did ask for them because I wanted to salivate, and I do miss Desta. There are some things that I do miss about the States. Not much, but the things that I miss are only the things that I can get in the States, like Desta, which is Ethiopian food, which is one of my favorite cuisines. And I've had Ethiopian food, in Berkeley, and where else have I had Ethiopia? And in Atlanta, I haven't had Ethiopian food in Ethiopia, but Desta's food is amazing. It is amazing. And so I miss that. I miss home goods. And if you are a home goods shopper, you know, you know why. Yes, I do. I absolutely miss home goods. The last time we went back to the States, we had an empty suitcase, like full. We just filled it with stuff from home goods. So I miss home goods. I miss Desta. I miss Dungeness crab on the West Coast. I'm a West Coast girl. So Dungeness crab, love Dungeness crab. I miss that. Of course, I miss my mom and my two kids, the ones that are still in the States. Miss them. And that's it. Oh, no, no, no. I miss the trees in Georgia. Trees. Georgia has a beautiful, amazing trees. Please be sure to like and share this live. Also, you guys, you know how I feel about the YouTube algorithm. I think this is the only platform that does not push out my content. I have so many, have followers on other social media platforms, but it's this damn YouTube. It's like climbing up a hill made of sand. And it really makes me contemplate, and y'all let me know what you think about this. If I were to go live on another platform, would you guys come with me over there? Because the return on investment with YouTube is just not worth it. It is not worth it for me. So drop in the comments. If I go live on other platforms, would you join me? Would you follow me over there? Let me know. Or should I just stick this one and thug it out? Thug it out, because I'm just not into working hard like that. Not I'm into ease, and you know, I'm just not into proving myself. And I think that, especially since Google owns YouTube, that YouTube should Google me enough to know that I'm worth more of the push than what they give me. And it doesn't matter. I don't care what people say. I think if you were on, okay, this is my gripe with YouTube. This is so not what my conversation was about today. Yes, I am going to be griping with YouTube. Any platform. Yeah, I'm not on Twitter. Yeah, I'm not. That's a good point. Yeah, I'm not on Twitter, but um, yeah. I go live on TikTok. I mean, I have like over 10,000 followers on TikTok. I have almost 90 on Instagram. I have several Facebook pages, and total I have nearly 8,000 followers on what you call it. I'm not really concerned about LinkedIn like that. But anyway, I don't know where I was going. I know I was going to make a point, but I forgot. Marion was, she saw me on TikTok, and that's where we connected. She saw me over there on TikTok. So, and I like TikTok. I do. TikTok tends to be more user friendly because they want you to be over there. And to be honest, I just think because, I don't know, I'm just not a YouTube fan. I told you the return on investment ain't worth it for me. It's not. So I'm gonna let y'all know. I keep being here. YouTube is burning you on the, yeah, and I don't understand why. Hey mom, I don't understand why. It just is what it is, but it doesn't change what we're going to talk about today. So let me focus. Let me focus. So if I had to do things over and start from scratch and build over, and I kind of have done this because I sold my company a couple of years ago, and I started a whole new company, and I that was more in alignment with me and where I was going. Okay, but 2025 is something different because of the push of AI and certain things. And so I want to talk to you guys about 7 things, especially if you are looking and seeking to work for yourself, if you are seeking to elevate your business and your brand awareness, if you are looking to garner sales and pivot in industries or increase your revenue and visibility. So these are going to be the things that we are going to be talking about. I've never been on TikTok. TikTok is so fun. TikTok is fun. It's fun. It is. It's a really good. It is a really. It's not intimidating as people think. This is actually more. YouTube is more intimidating than TikTok. TikTok is really fun. All right, let's focus. So the first thing I would do, y'all, would be mindset. Like I would totally make sure that I was cultivating the right mindset. One of the hindrances that I see that people do today, especially, is they have trouble with their way of thinking. And their way of thinking also contributes to the things that they say and the behaviors that they may have, and also the information that they take in to their conscious, and then also whom they hang around and what they discuss. So when you start to like shift your mindset and elevate how you think and what you think about yourself, I would really start here. A lot of times we doubt ourselves and we don't have to. Your mindset is going to determine your physical reality. Your mindset is going to be the make or break. If you think about it, if you think about right now, at one point in time you prayed for where you are right now, right? However, think about the most grandest life that you could even imagine for yourself. And by the way, for my astrology folks out there, today is Lionsgate Portal, which is a prime manifestation time in the universe. So from August 8th through August 12th. So if you are into cultivating mindset, if you are into expansion in your life, and if you are into understanding that the energy that you put out there, it is a ricochet, meaning that it is going to bounce back like a boomerang to you. So if you have something that you are trying to call into your life, of something that you are trying to expand on or call in, get rid of, exchange, grow, heal from, this is the time to really get in there and do it. I do mindset work every day. I'm a big meditation girly. Before I wake up, I have to make sure that I am okay here before I, brace the world or put myself in the world. But make sure you write things down. Write it down with a number 2 pencil on a parchment piece of paper, a brown paper bag to be exact. Write it down, and then you fold it towards you and you put it somewhere sacred. So you want to make sure that you do that in between now and the 12th, and that you just trust that it's going to happen. We have to stop operating and saying we want certain things, but that underlying subconscious tends to propel it. It tends to move it away, meaning that deep down inside, you really don't think that you're deserving of, like everybody else is deserving of their blessings, and everybody else is deserving of the finer things in life, whatever it is, from career elevation to, traveling destinations that are exotic and luxurious, but you're not. You are absolutely deserving of. So if you want to continue to call in or call in more with more amplification towards you and draw in that energy, it is the optimal time today. Today is the opening of the Lionsgate portal, August 8th through August 12th. And get that number 2 pencil, get a brown piece of paper, brown paper bag, parchment paper, write it towards you with your name on it, fold it up towards you, and set it somewhere sacred. Okay? You pray over it and trust God that it is going to happen. That's it. That's all. If you want some other tips, just drop in the comments and I'll give you more. But getting back to what we were talking about, committing to like growth with your mindset and focusing on like the CEO in you. And when I talk about CEO, it's not just about being a CEO of a company. Yes, it is what it is. That is my lane of expertise. However, when I talk about embodying of a CEO, you are the CEO of your life. You are the CEO of your life. Okay, so being the CEO of your life, you are the architect of what you want to call into you. So this is the time, you know, and the times too during the day that I absolutely, it can be done anytime. But when we feel like, when we are closest to our subconscious, and it's really about reprogramming your subconscious mind versus your conscious mind, because your conscious mind, you're really operating on robotics, meaning like everything is you're on autopilot. You drive the same distance to the same location or to, familiar destinations. And how many times do you drive someplace and be like, how did I get here? Because but you were driving with the intention of, but your mind was somewhere else. And then also drop in the comments if you guys are daydreamers. Like I think daydreaming is one of the most fantastic things that have been suppressed from children, that in adulthood you spend time trying to get back to, because it's in those daydreaming that you are actually, it's a form of manifestation. So getting into the mindset. Also, protecting your energy. I'm a biggie on this. Okay. I'm big on protecting my energy and setting boundaries personally. But one of my faults, one of my honest to God faults, and this is why I'm so strict now, is because I suffer from very, very weak professional boundaries, because I used to live a life on call, meaning like I had clients who went into labor and I had to be on 10 at 3 o'clock in the morning. I had to get up out of my sleep and I couldn't even go fully into REM sleep because I would sleep with my phone on vibrate, but when it would vibrate, I would hear it, meaning I wasn't in a deep sleep because I knew I was on call. And I had the kind of job to where, and this was years ago, but I had the kind of job to where, I didn't know when I was going to get off. I could be gone 4 hours, 6 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, 36 hours, 48 hours. That was just the lane of work that I was in. But it was because of that, it made me resentful. It made me exhausted. It still provided a lifestyle. I was able to take care of my kids, but it brought out a side to me that I did not like. So I transitioned out of that. But what it also did for me, unfortunately, was I had very weak professional boundaries because, having your personal time penetrated all the time. So now that I've gotten older and it's been like, almost 10 years since I led that kind of life, it is more about how I set up professional boundaries and also personal boundaries. So making sure that you are setting up your personal boundaries, you are exercising, and protecting your energy. Oh my God, there we go. Protecting your energy, and then surrounding yourself with good people. Like surround yourself with good people. And if you ain't got no good folks, get rid of them. Don't hang around people who are like piranhas, who suck you dry and, vampire energy. Like we don't, have time for that. And stop thinking that you have time. So I got time to. No, no, you don't. So start doing things like that. Oh, wow, this is beautiful. Oh, I would love to hear more about that. I would love to hear more about that. Adventures and going to my sleep. You know what? Honestly, this is not on my subject, but the more I think about and get into like deep subconscious spirituality, I start thinking about like in our dream state, we're just in an alternate universe. We are not dreaming. We are actually awake, but in a different parallel universe. And I learned that from, I don't know, somewhere. It probably honestly was on TikTok because TikTok is so full of information. But and so this is why I'm so astral projection. Yes, that's exactly right. And anyway, let me know if y'all, and this is why I would get off fucking YouTube. Sorry, mom, if you're still here. Um, if we should do a talk about that, because when I tell y'all, that's right up my lane, like so up my lane. Hold on, let me fix this. Okay, so getting into your mindset, the next thing I would focus on in rebranding, rebuilding in 2025 that a lot of people are not doing is they're not leveling up their skill sets. Like, level up your skill sets now. There are things that are happening that are moving quickly. And if you want to position yourself in the right lane, yes, please, let's do a chat about that. You ain't saying nothing but a word. Give me until like week after next, though, because we have something happening next week, but week after next. Um, So leveling up your skill set, learn a new trade, not a new trade that's outside of your, unless you're interested in it, but get better at selling, get better at marketing, get better at leadership, get better at technology, learn AI. These are the things that I would be focusing on right now because it is moving fast. And even me, I always say I go back to the drawing board and I'm always a student. Like I'm a forever student. I will always be a forever. And I think I've come to the term that I really love learning. I love learning. And sometimes I have to tell myself, Tracy, you have done enough. Your brain can't take anymore. Rest your mind. It'll be there. You can go back tomorrow. Everything does not have to be done today. I have to kind of slow myself down or temper myself. And that's one beautiful thing that I will say that, living abroad has gifted me with is the ability to move slowly. I don't have a sense of urgency in my life. And I love that for me because it allows me to heal in other ways. It allows me to redirect my energy and channel my energy differently. It allows me to binge watch Atlanta Housewives. Don't judge me. I have my guilty pleasure. Uh, but since I've been resting my ankle, I have literally been binge watching Real Housewives of Atlanta season 1 onward. I'm on season 5 right now. And I've seen it before, but I love watching the pre-wig, pre-good wig, pre-good fashion, pre-plastic surgery them. Okay. Let me see. And then really start investing in like targeted training and mentorship. That's another thing. Like, stop negating people who have done it before and know how to do it. Like, and understand, like, when you pay for these kind of things, like my clients who work with me, they understand that it is a tax write-off. So any books that you buy that are centered around learning and elevation, any courses that you take, any coaches or mentorships that you work with, that is a tax write-off, you guys. Make sure you get an itemized receipt or get a receipt because they can claim that on their tax. So it's an investment for you to grow, to expand, to charge more, to pivot, to make sure that you have the necessary skill sets that you need to be really marketable and a contender in today's industry. But it also is a tax write-off. So make sure that you are not slipping on that. Okay. The next thing I would do, this is a big one. The next thing that I would do differently is collaborate. Collaborate. Like, look who's doing what. And you will be surprised how many people, even if you think that they are doing more than you or have a greater audience than you, who are open to collaborating with you. That is one thing that I said to myself in, I think, early 2024, that I would focus more on collaborative efforts. And I have. I think my first collaborative effort, was when we did the Redefining Life Abroad Summit. That it did really well. The next thing, Michelle and I have our Black Blossom Retreat. Oh my God, I always forget to do housekeeping, y'all. I always forget to do housekeeping at the top of the show. But so Michelle and I have our Black Blossom Retreat, which happened in October. Was it no March of this year? And the new dates are going to be coming out soon for the next one. Y'all know I also have my LeadHer Wellness Retreat that is coming up. It is linked in the description. It is happening here in Mexico, San Miguel de Allende to be exact, and it is in November. So if you are interested, you want to secure your spot now. Space is limited. It is limited, okay? So you want to make sure that you get your secure your space now. Yes. Right. Right. Yep. How do you research and locate collaborators? So the way to do this is look through social media, who you are following, and to see if they will be open to it, reaching out to them via email. Some people are more open than others to sending them a DM message. I don't personally like DM messages. And the reason why is because you can email me. Unless I know you and you DM me, then always send an email, but reach out that way. You will be absolutely surprised who will be willing to come on your podcast, to go on your YouTube channel, and to talk to you. And your audience doesn't have to be as great or as big as theirs. And the reason why this is so crucial, because I know people sometimes have the mindset of, well, what benefit is it going to be of me when their audience is only 2 people? But do those 2 people know you? And I think that comes from being a theater girly myself, because in theater, we were taught it don't matter if it's 4 people in the audience or 4,000 people in the audience. You give those 4 people the damn best show they have ever seen, because they're going to be your mouthpiece. They are going to absolutely be your mouthpiece. So reaching out to people and to see if they will be open. The worst thing anybody can say to you is no. That's the worst thing anybody can say is no. It's like, okay, next. Do you know how many somebodies that are out there? Like how many somebodies that are out there? And then sometimes people will like, well, what benefit is it of me? And I also understand it being maybe a value exchange, but there's always somebody, trust and believe, that does not know who you are. And that can be the exposure that they need to meet you, to learn about you, to like you, to follow you, to trust you. It could be your potential next customer or client, or they may not know somebody, but then, there's somebody in their circle. You know what I'm saying? So don't ever sleep on collaborations. And it aligns for like brand alignment, and it creates strategic partnerships. One of the things that I learned when I work with people in a collaborative effort, what their strength is not my strength. What my strength is not their strength. So it becomes a complementary effort to move the mission forward. Okay. The next thing is learn how to sell. Learn how to market yourself. Don't be ashamed to ask for the sale, but also don't be aggressive. There is a fine line to not be aggressive, but to understand, like, people need to know who you are, like who you are, trust you. And then where's the call to action? Where is the call to action? Meaning like the CTA at the end of whatever, at the CTA at the end of an email, the CTA at the end of a post, the CTAs that are in the YouTube description. There's always a call to action. So understand how to sell. Another way that you can get into the mindset of your consumers or your potential clients is survey them. You guys know I did a survey it was last week, at the top of last week, and it ran throughout all of last week. And I was able to get great feedback. And so stop thinking that you have all of the answers, because what you think your customer or client may need is not necessarily what their demand is or what they're asking for. So start asking people, what do you want? Like, what do you want? What do you want me to talk about? What do you want? What do you want? Because if it's in your zone of genius, then guess what? Then you're going to be the go-to person, and you will already have a set audience that is going to buy from you, because you are filling a void. You are understanding what they need because they've told you, because you've asked, and you are delivering on that. So learn how to sell. Get into sales and marketing training courses. And there's a lot of free information out there. Get into understanding the emotional triggers that you need to pull when you are trying to sell to somebody. There is an emotional aspect to it. So you're delivering on an outcome, but you also have to have the emotional tie that is in that sale. Like in that presentation, there has to be an emotional trigger. What is the emotional trigger that your audience needs right now? Because you've garnered the information from a survey, you understand what their emotional needs are, so you can deliver upon that, so you can sell. Okay. And stop being afraid to show up. One of the things that we do I'm looking at my notes. One of the things that we do in the LeadHer community that they can go in and test. We're their test market. So if there is an offer around, or if they are, I'm getting ready to drop this offer. I'm getting ready to, promote this. What do you guys think about this? Because we don't allow for any criticism. It has to only be constructive feedback. So it's a safe space for them to test market the offer. Okay, so surround yourself in spaces that can give you the necessary constructive feedback that you need to offer to your audience. Okay, so understanding how to sell, get into the psychology of your buyer, get into what their need is. My buyers who come to me, they don't necessarily understand business formation, and with business formation, they also have to have like brand presentation. So, and then with the business formation and brand presentation, there has to be a strategy, a structure, and an automation system that supports them and propels them, in front of their desired audience, or their ICP, which is their ideal client profile. So I help and I walk my clients and I walk people through that. Okay. And then also, you guys know with me, there's also the wellness girly, because I'm not going to teach you how to run a business and not teach you how to take care of yourself. Because in order for us to be successful in our endeavors, we must first be healthy. Right. So in that, it's all the mindset, but we also have to get into, again, the psychology of our buyer. The next thing I would do differently in 2025 is, hold on. Delegate tasks. If I were starting out, delegating tasks. And people, they sometimes think, well, I can't afford that right now. Now, let me tell you, I think it's a win to delegate. It's not coming out of the gate with delegation. And the reason why I think this way is because in business infrastructure, or when business structure and automations and systems and SOPs, your systems operating procedures, you have to understand the nooks and crannies of your business. So if somebody comes in and they're like, well, how do I do this? And you're going to be like, well, I don't know. And how does it work within your brand or within your company for your mission and for your clients? You're going to have to be able to tell them. You're going to have to be able to tell them, right? And if you can't tell them in a clear and concise manner, then there's going to be a level of confusion. Now, can they bring something extra to the table? And they should, absolutely. When you delegate tasks, yes, absolutely. But you have to make sure, number one, that you understand when you delegate tasks, how is this individual being compensated? And if so, like, is it a volunteer? Is it an internship? Or is it a 1099? Or is it an employee? Like, make sure this piece is very, very clear. Again, it's making sure that you have your systems in place, because this is when documentation comes in. There has never not been anybody my contracts scare people off. I chuckle when people get it. It's like whatever, I don't give a shit. It means that you weren't ready to work with me. There was somebody who came to me and we talked about collaborating on an effort. And I said, but before we even put this collaborative effort out, there has to be a contract between you and I. So when, I did the outline, it was just an outline. It wasn't even the final contract. When they saw the outline, they was like, okay, no, thank you. It was like, you weren't ready, and that's okay. So when you delegate tasks, you want to make sure that the proper communication is in black and white as far as what is expected on both ends. That way they won't come to you asking you for money and you're thinking they're a volunteer. So you want to iron out the business in advance before or as you are, putting positions in place to be delegated or things to be or roles to be filled. It is absolutely imperative. So again, making sure the contracts are in place. Okay. Another thing I would do in 2025, content creation. Folks be afraid of the camera. Baby, they are so afraid of the camera. They're afraid of putting themselves out there. They're afraid of being judged. They are afraid of family members and friends seeing them. They are afraid. And content creation is going to be, you should be so findable if you are seeking to grow and elevate in business. You should be so findable that people should be able to watch a minimum of 8 hours of content just on you. Yes, my daughter was Kayla. That you guys, she was. She's not currently, but my daughter was an employee of mine. Absolutely. hmm Like an actual, like I'm paying taxes on you front end and back end. hmm So you have to make sure that you are findable, make sure that your content is out there and that you are educating, you are inspiring, you are falling under to some kind of category that makes it binge worthy. So making sure that you are, putting out the necessary systems in place through content. Making and this does something. It gets you in front of people. It opens your audience up. It expands your business world. It invites collaborative and brands to find you and work with you. It also positions you as a speaker and a thought leader in your industry. And it could be lifestyle, it could be travel, it could be whatever your said interest is. It could be astrology, it could be anything. It could be food, it could be how to dress, it could be anything, it could be parenting, whatever it is that you want it to be. But make sure that whatever you do, it is authentic to you, and that it's also there. You understand the market for it and who you're talking to. So content creation is vital. It's like visibility is currency now. Your visibility is currency. Okay. So get in front of people. Also, knowing how to repurpose content, I think that is crucial too. Understanding that you have the ability to repurpose content across platforms. And for me, I think that is essential. I use the repurposing content. I'll repurpose stuff on from YouTube and I'll put it on Instagram or I'll put it on Facebook or I'll put it on LinkedIn. Use that to your advantage. Again, there's softwares and tools in place that will help you with that. Finally, learn AI. Learn AI. So in our leader masterclass next week, we have the two guest speakers that are coming in. And I'm excited about the conversation that will be happening with them because AI is a form of lead generation that we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about systems and automations and going beyond ChatGTP. So it is going to be a great conversation. And one of our guest speakers is going to be a guest speaker on Friday Night Live. And this, when they come next week, it's going to be a surface level conversation. Let me see if I can show you the. Let me see. See, I don't even. Oh, here it is. Let me see. So this is Alex, and she is a friend of ours. She lives here in San Miguel, but she also lives in the Bay Area. And she is going to be coming in, and we're going to be talking about systems, AI systems, how to use it ethically, but also how to put business automations in place to make your business grow and expand. So she is also going to be joining us next Friday as our guest speaker. So this is going to be a really, really good conversation that you don't want to miss. If you want a more in-depth strategic conversation, I honestly recommend that you join the LeadHer group. I keep saying that to y'all. Y'all are sleeping. Let me see. Here's the link. You join the LeadHer Collective, because this is where you are going to get the intimate conversation about how it's going to be applicable to your business. And our masterclass is happening, as you see, next Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So Alex will be joining us, and we will be talking about AI. This is what she did. And she continues to do it. She did it in her profession across multiple platforms with Fortune 500 companies. And she is going to be talking to our LeadHer group about it next week. So if you want that in-depth conversation. And then additionally, Brooke will be joining us in that conversation. And this one is going to be really good, because Alex is going to be speaking about how to show up on social media with AI. And it's because of what she knows that she takes a different stance with her role in social media. Hold on. This is giving me an issue. Strive. Let me remove this. Hold on, you guys. It gave me. Let's see. So, and Brooke is going to be talking about lead generation beyond, and how to use it to where your information for a lead to draw open leads to your business we have it out there in the AI world, so it can organically draw traffic to you, your content, your website, and how to organically increase leads, which increases sales. So we will be talking about that. So again, if you want to be a part of that high level conversation, you will want to get into the LeadHer space. And we are doing our monthly development masterclass next Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And there's so many benefits to it. There's so many benefits of being in that space. But I'm excited about this because we're taking things beyond ChatGPT. It's like everybody is so focused because, OpenAI is the primary one, but there's so many other forms of AI, how to use it, how to be ethical with it. That's one thing that Alex is going to cover. But, it's really about you can know how to use it fully and ethically, and also use it to elevate your life and your business and brand. So I'm excited about those conversations. Any questions? Any questions, y'all? Hold on, I'm minimizing all of this. AI is a wonderful way to amplify what we do. It is. Yeah. I don't know. I think that's a really cute question, though. I don't know, child. Probably not. And the reason why I was saying no is because I love connecting with an audience. Again, that is the theater girly in me. Like, I grew up in the arts. So I love connecting with people this way. If I could see everyone's eyes, which I may do, and, join me on the stage, I would, I definitely am open to people joining me on the stage. And if y'all want to join me on the stage, let me know. I'll drop the link. Should I drop the link, y'all? So we can have fun? Let me see. Let me see if it'll let me. I think it will. Hold on, let me delete this. Let me see if anyone wants to join me on the stage now. If anyone wants to join me on the stage, let me know, and then I'll drop the link in the chat. But I love connecting with people, so I probably won't have an AI do it for me. I know it's becoming popular, but it's not something that I'm interested in doing. No, because I like authenticity. Yeah, I like authenticity. All right, you guys, that is it. That's all I got for today. Ain't got no more. It was a really short show, but I wanted to, these are the things that I see that people are missing and they're sleeping on in today's market. I would just do things a little bit differently to position yourself. Definitely, it's the mindset. Your mindset above anything else is going to change the trajectory of your life and what you call in. If you want to start somewhere, start there. Start there. Don't speak negatively over you. Don't speak negatively over the things that you want. Don't think somebody is more deserving than you to get what you desire and deserve. Like, don't think any of that. You are just as desiring. It's all about how you treat yourself. How you speak to yourself, how you think of yourself, what you allow, setting up those boundaries, protecting your energy, making sure that you are amplifying your skill sets, making sure that you are being a forever student, and positioning yourself as a leader in your industry. One of the things that leaders do is we are always learning, because we know we don't know everything, and nor do we want to know everything, but there's so much out there to know, and that's what separates you. So making sure that you are doing that. Understand how to sell. Like, think about who is your ideal customer or client. How can you reach them? What is the psychology of that buyer? What is the emotional trigger that is going to send them to you? Because you're going to be the go-to for answering the need. You're going to be the filler of that need. The next thing is understanding AI. Like, it is a tool. It is a tool. You're not going to know everything. You're not necessarily going to be an expert in it, but making sure that you are utilizing the systems and the automations that can put your business and brand in front of people without you having to always manually show up for it. Okay, because you put the systems in place. You want automated sales, right? So automated sales, you can definitely. Thank you for that, Jim. I am going to get my pencil and write stuff down. Absolutely. And put it in my Bible. Absolutely. And when you put it in your Bible, let me see. Put it in Proverbs 10:22, which 10:22 is my birthday. But 10:22, Proverbs says, I call wealth back to me, or call all the wealth to me. And I'm not quoting this verbatim, but call all the wealth to me without any sorrow. So it means that to no hurt or harm to anyone else, to no hurt or harm to anybody, but abundance be restored, or abundance be restored. All right. So put it in 10:22. You can also put it in Psalms 91, which is about protection. Also Psalms 27. Don't be sleeping on them Psalms. Them Psalms will get you all together, child. Them Psalms ain't no joke. So, but I hope you guys gained a lot of information from tonight. Thank you so much for joining me for this quick Friday Night Live. And I will see you next week. If you want to join the Leader Space, make sure you sign up so you can take advantage of the masterclass that's happening this Tuesday and get in communion with other women in business who are doing the damn thing. They really, really are. The next thing is, let me drop this in. Did y'all know there's a Facebook group that I have, a leader Facebook group? I don't think I share that. I don't ever share because I be forgetting to share. So let me do that. If you are interested in being in the public leader space, here, and I just did a video that is in the Facebook group yesterday about the benefits of being in the public space versus the private space. So there's value in both. So there's obviously more value in the VIP group, which is the collective, but in the Facebook group, there's still value in there. So I just did a video yesterday. So if you are interested in being in community and starting there, start there. And I'm in there at least once a day where I can get in there and ask you questions. My TikTok handle, it's cute, is Black Girl CEO in Mexico. Let me see if I can drop that here. Hold on, y'all. Black Girl CEO in Mexico is my TikTok handle. Let me see. I don't know if Chrome is going to pull it up. Oh, yeah, it did. Let me share. Hopefully it'll allow me to share it. View profile. Hold on, y'all. I'm getting it for you. Here it is. Awesome. Awesome, Christine. So yeah, that's my TikTok handle, Black Girl CEO in Mexico. And when I did it, I didn't think it would, I didn't notice that it rhymes. And I was like, oh, it rhymes. Follow me there. I will follow you back. And I'll see y'all on the other side. Have a great weekend. Make sure that if nothing else, you take away. Today is the 8th of August. Use this time to call into you what you desire and deserve. Write it down. A number 2 pencil, brown paper bag for our, our baby, manifestors out there. You know, write it down, put your name on it, your birthday on it, roll it up towards you, put it in a safe space, pray on it. Like say if you need a verse to put it in, you can put it at Proverbs 10:22. You can put it at, whichever verse resonates with you. And I'll see y'all next week. All right. Bye.